All right, ladies and gentlemen, in this best of three, winner gets to go on and face '07. Loser gets third place. So BONKS choosing to bring Kremlin, Montana, Stalingrad, Moscow, Des Moines, Salem, Gearing, Ragnar, and Marceau. Remember, BONKS is in a very strong position. They can afford to lose 2 games, and they're fine. It's okay. So we'll see if they're going to rest up a little bit or if they're going to go hard and try to secure this game. What's going on with Team Red over there, Mr.
All
Raptor?
right. Opposing them from the south, wearing red this game is KSC, bringing Montana Kremlin, Des Moines Salem Minotaur, yay! And an Henri Quatre. And then, of course, frowning things out with a Gearing, Zaz's favorite destroyer, that's Aussie Zeus in a Z52, and
Mm-hmm.
Serpent Lord in a Grozavoy, which we have seen in the event, but is not a normal or a common pick for destroyers here in King of the Sea.
Yeah, it brings a lot of utility to the battle. A lot of pretty much almost every consumable available to destroyers, frankly. But it's a jack of all trades, master of none. So
Yeah,
we'll
I
have to
mean,
see.
there it's kind of like the ultimate what am I trying to say here? The ultimate American destroyer in a way, right? American destroyers are very much jack of all trades, but Grozavoy brings even more utility than that because she has defensive fire, which isn't relevant here, but in randoms could be
Mhm.
the heal, the smoke, the speed boost. She has a vast array of consumables at her disposal that give her a lot of tactical flexibility.
That's right.
Now, Zath, you said something else I want to talk about before we get too deep into the action here, and that is that these teams are vying for the chance to go play '07. And for both of these teams, it's the chance to go play '07 again. Because
Yes.
because remember, KSC losing to '07 in the semifinal round, and then Bonks losing to '07 in the winners bracket final round. And so one of these teams is going to get whatever we get for the last match of the day. It's going to be a rematch.
That's right. Now Doofy just took a big hit from Dana Loves, got smacked a bit, came out too far, and as a result, they're kind of backing off a bit here.
Yeah, Doofy took a good hit there. The Monty got some good shells in on him. He was already kind of backing up for the Z torpedoes that he kind of anticipated.
Yeah. Oh, look at Schwartz. Schwartz is.
Yeah. Schwartz
Oh
and
no!
Hitake are in a bit of trouble here now. I think Hitake's got his sonar running. I don't see the pulses, but
No, I don't
Schwartz
think
is going to
so.
take one of these. He's going to take one in the bow. Oh, that's so
Yep.
bad.
That feels bad. Yeah.
Yeah,
Ouch.
good early torpedoes from Battleship Nagato there.
Yeah, that's a bit of a misplay. Usually, you would expect if you're going into smoke, you want to pop your hydro. I made that mistake myself, even in clan battles. So hey, it
Mm-hmm.
happens. Meanwhile, we're seeing KSC going, setting up for that 10-line push, and it looks like Serpent Lord came under sustained fire for a little bit too. He's down to half health. Made contact with Vivi. Vivi took some hits too,
Indeed. Yep.
but they both have a heal, so they'll be okay.
Yep. Two of KSC's destroyers already down about half their HP. We're just now 3.5 minutes into this game. Now, Serpent is a Grozavoy. He'll be able to recover some of that HP along the course of the match. So he just needs to. Grozavoy is one of those great destroyers that's got longevity as long as you don't take stupid risks with it and get it blown off the board very quickly, right?
Yes, yes. Now keep in mind, it's a rather lengthy ship, and it's a little bit of an unwieldy ship maneuverability wise. So,
Yeah.
it can take torps relatively easier than many of the other destroyers that would normally hide in smoke.
Yeah. She doesn't handle all of that great.
But you can see Serpent Lord backing his butt out for a second there, just kind of doing a quick peek, see what's going on, and if anybody's, especially if Vivi is nearby. He did not detect Vivi, so now he's gonna come back through the smoke, and he's just gonna, looks like, rendezvous with Dastard.
Both teams have set up for a big rumble over here on the 9-10 line. Salem, Henri, Kremlin, and Grozavoy for KSC, kind of holding their left flank. Man with an RX-7s is Des Moines. For Bonks, you've got Salem, Stalingrad, Marceau, and Kremlin. And they have left
Mm-hmm.
Baconated's Moskva kind of to hold their right flank, just to make sure that nobody tries to sneak through the sea cap. But Bonks is making the much more aggressive play right now. Addy, Trix, Vivi, all moving down the 9 line here as Tesser's Salem is kind of just holding station, shelling Wolfish and the Henri. That's Coop down south.
And this is the part where you probably want Schwartz to move up the gearing and spot, but he took that earlier torpedo. He's probably not interested in really doing much spotting, which is unfortunate because that means that they can't get A. That's going to force KSC by default to fight more over at C, which they may not have been planning on doing.
Indeed, the map playing fairly slow here. We're over 5 minutes in. Nobody owns a cap. In fact, nobody's even stepped onto a cap yet, believe it or not. Neither team has ever put a chip into a cap circle here on North.
Now, Dyer just radared, caught Aussie Zeus, so now they know where Aussie is.
Mm-hmm.
The problem with that is Doofy is nearby with that Des Moines, ready to tripwire it into B. Once that radar is out, should Aussie Zeus back into the cap. And the problem is... Go ahead, what?
I was going to say, Grozovoy Torps landing on Drix over on that 9-line push. They do get a couple into his bow.
So because of the fact that 2 radars are north of B right now, there's no way for Aussie Zeus to be able to back into B and take it during a radar cooldown.
Over at A, Schwartz and Hatake have finally set up for a proper smoke push into the cap. Hatake radaring, making sure that Nagato's not there. They know there's a destroyer lurking, of course, because Schwartz took a torpedo earlier.
Serpent Lord getting hit again. Coop getting hit now.
Looks like KSC is finally going to pick up A.
Surprised that Dastard has been waved off of this 9-10 line. Kind of feel like his guns were really needed to slow the push from BONKS down the 9-10 line here.
I mean, is he flipping his guns around? He's flipping his guns around. They're basically setting up to kite this push. Remember, at one point, BONKS was like super mega ultra aggressive coming down the 9 line. And, the Coop, Salem, and Shadow Wolfish were already kind of set up to kite over on the 10 line. They were basically flipping Dastard around as near as I can figure to get set up for the same kind of thing. It looks like they're going to cede this push, this flank to these guys, but they don't want to do it without, dinging them up as they go.
Well, sure, but I don't know. I just feel like that gives them a lot of board positioning. Now, granted, all of the 3 of the BONKS ships have moved farther south from that opening. That gives them a chance to fire more towards the mid. So, I think it's not as catastrophic as it could have been had Drixus stopped. Oh, actually, I mentioned that he has stopped now, and he's reversing a little bit, looks like.
Good hit from the Montana on Drix.
Yeah.
What a shot from Danny at 25-ish and change kilometers. They pushed Drix back far enough into that gap. Danny saw it, took a shot. Drix is in a bit of trouble here. I'm not sure when his last heal was. I haven't been keeping that close of tabs, but the Henri and the Des Moines have got great lines of fire on him and are not letting up. And he's got more Grozovoy torpedoes coming in.
Right. Serpent is also weighing in on this discussion as well. Yes. So it's just a question of when Drix will go down. Now, Vivi is capping C because, hey, why not? Also worth noting, BONKS picks up B cap with Dyer. Zeus can't do anything about it because, LOL, Doofy is there with the radar.
Yep, Drix is going out. It's only a matter of time. One of these torps going to clip him in the bow. It does.
There it is.
First blood going to KSC here. They move out to an early lead on the back of it. But for the moment, BONKS holds a cap advantage. They're going to be trying to narrow that gap up.
Man with an RX-7 is almost at half health now. Dastard's quite low, but he's in a Kremlin, so it'll be okay.
No
Addy,
problem.
clearly the next farm target.
Yeah, they seem to sense that if they can get that Stalingrad out of position, off the position, they'll be able to make a bit of inroads over there.
Oh, now while we've been talking about that, take a look at over at A. Schwartz took another torpedo, another gearing torpedo. He's down to 4K health. Minotaur got smacked by something.
Probably F-22's Montana.
I thought so, but as I was coming in, it almost looked like it was gearing shells. It looked really weird.
Not sure.
Yeah. But Danny now moving forward to try to support the team as they secure A.
Aussie is lit, getting pushed by 3 different ships here. Dyer's Ragnar in the cap, Doofy's Des Moines north of him. Battleship Nagato's gearing also north of him. Aussie's got to try and find a way to salvage his ship here.
I don't think he's got a chance to get out of here. The best thing he could do is a last stand kind of a fight against Dyer before Doofy gets in here with his Des Moines.
I think he's locked up on Doofy's Hydro at this point. Doofy's well within 5 kilometers, so that's probably what we're up against here.
Yep. Addy is at 6,300 hit points in his Stalingrad, but for some odd reason, nobody's shooting him anymore.
They can't see him. They have no eyes on Addy right now. He is dark at the moment. Now, there's some blind fire going in down there, but Addy is dark. No one can spot him. Serpent Lord, I think, Mike's going to catch a glimpse of him. Maybe
he just got lit now.
Yep, there he is. Yep, they've just got eyes on him. That hopefully, for KSC at least, will allow them to finish him off, as their lead is whittled down now to about 50 points with 9 minutes to play.
Meanwhile, look at Hatake Hiyoshi's Minotaur just airmailing these shells to Doofy.
Absolutely. Absolutely. The players we see bold enough to take Minotaur and King of the Sea are very frequently very good players with Minotaur, right? I think back to 07 and Polarberg, right? So we have not seen Hatake take this ship, but I gotta believe that if you're playing Minotaur, Radar Minotaur and King of the Sea, you know what you're doing.
Oh, absolutely.
Especially in the top 3.
Now, it's interesting seeing Nagato come in a little bit, but then it looks like he got waved off. I'm not quite sure what he's planning on doing north of ACAP. Maybe they saw the Minotaur shells.
Big Montana salvo going in on Addy, but it looks like it's going to fall too far forward. It does. It clips him with 1 shell. Not as much as they would have hoped out of that. Addy clinging to life.
Dyer's detected now. Take is shooting at him. He's choosing not to radar, even though he was detected because he's too busy focusing on Dyer right now. But Addy's back to 1,500 or 15,000 hit points, I should say. Dastard quite low.
Yep, Addy has slowly built that HP pool back up as there we are tied, and right there is our lead change. BONKS now on a small lead on their cap advantage, moving out. But again, a single kill will flip that back very quickly, and KSC has a couple of opportune targets over here on the 10 line in Tester's Salem and Addy's Stalingrad.
Yeah, we have like 3 separate fights going on here out east. So I'm trying to like arc the camera so that we can see all 3 of the fights going on at once. It's ridiculous.
I feel like Tester's going to go down before Addy does. I just don't think he can stand up to Coop's Henri HE for much longer. They've slowly whittled him down.
Addy's starting to move with the Stalingrad. He's showing broadside to Shadow.
Oh, yeah, to the Shadow. They're going to get Addy. There he goes.
There he goes.
I'm surprised that Addy came out from behind the island.
Yeah, that's a... Oh, I see. Mammoth and RX-7 was threatening him with the Des Moines.
Ah, okay. So he kind of had to change position there. Or at least he felt like he did.
Serpent Lord's in trouble now. He's at 800 hit points. He might go down here. Vivi's radaring him, I think.
Yep.
Oh,
he is out.
He does.
First kill of the game for BONKS, but that points they badly need. It puts them back in the lead. 40 points and growing, 6.5 minutes to play. But I think Vivi's going out right here. Zaf, there he goes. Oh, Citadel's on Shadow from Baconated's Moskva. Shadow dark for the moment.
Tester. Now it's just Tester there. Coop and Shadow are going to come up here. They're going to try to make mincemeat out of him, but they have to be careful because, as you mentioned, Baconated is right there with Doofy, too.
Have a look at C. Things are starting to heat up there. And not only that, but Aussie Zeus's position at B has finally been rewarded. That now that they've pulled Doofy off that cap and Dyer's Ragnar's been pushed back, Aussie's going to be able to pick up B for a cap advantage for KSC.
That's right. That's right. Look at the Montana. Look at Danny Loves' Montana moving up the 4 line.
Love it. I love it. I love it. He's looking for cross shots right now on either the Moskva. He can't get anything on Doofy. Salem's a bit far. There's some really tall islands in the way, but Baconated's Moskva, who's moving up now, definitely at risk. Danny looks like maybe he's hunting that shot.
Look at the 10 line. We might see a ram here. Shadow trying not to get rammed. Oh, no.
No, he did it. He dodged it, Zath. Look at that. Look at that.
Yeah, but now he's going to give himself up possibly to a butt turn.
No, he's not, because watch what's going to happen with Coop. Here comes Coop's going to end this conversation. 10K right there. And the reload booster is going.
Shadow might go down anyways, though.
Very likely.
So I think it would have been better if Shadow would have just gotten the trade, got the ram.
Tester
Tester at
taking some more
3,000.
shells from across the map. I think that was Danny again. Tester goes out. Henri survives.
And the Salem, too. So that worked. But there goes man with an RX-7.
Indeed, and if those guys come around the corner, they're going to have a broadside Dastard at only 10,000 HP to deal with. Dastard's got to get some cover. It's a 2-ship lead for KSC, but it feels very tenuous.
I feel like he should also stop so that he can look to... Oh, God. Torpedoes coming in on the Death Snail today.
Indeed. Minotaur's going to dodge those handles. Woo, that was close. He's got his sonar up, baby. That's what you do.
That's right.
That's what you do. Nagato's position very aggressive on the one line.
I kind of feel like Dastard should have stopped there, actually, just to prevent the two from coming around the corner.
No, he can't. If he stops there with his broadside, they're just going to pen him, full pen him through the and just wipe him out. It's only a 100-point lead for KSC. They cannot lose a ship right now. Shadow's only back up to 5K. Coop's very low. KSC has a lot of ships on the verge of death, and these two healthy cruisers on the south side of C are going to be a big problem they're going to have to deal with.
Well, but look at Raptor now.
Now, is he going to take some of these torpedoes?
He's going to take 2. That'll do it.
That'll do it. That's a big kill for KSC, because I don't think they're going to be able to protect the health of all these ships they have left at B.
Oh, look at this Minotaur gearing slap fight. Battleship Nagato just lost.
Not something...
Oh!
Yeah, that was almost inevitable.
Goose.
Yep.
Goes down.
It's still a good lead for KSC, but man, it just still feels like it's on a razor-thin margin right now, because I think they're going to be able to RoboCop Dastard off the board here and pick up B. Now, the trick is... Oh, he got a good hit to Doofy before he goes. He is going out right here.
Yep, Dana loves the shells come in, they just miss.
But remember, Goofy, he grounded himself, and Shadow's lobbing AP into him from the C cap, and there he goes.
There he goes.
That's going to leave C in the hands of KSC, even if BONKS picks up B. Now things are starting to feel a little more comfortable if you're KSC.
Oh, absolutely. As you can see, Shadow even just starting to shoot at Dyer. I don't know if he should be doing that, frankly, but okay.
Shadow and Dyer in a gunfight. That's a gunfight Shadow can actually lose.
Exactly.
He is losing. Can he take Dyer off the board? 21 hit points. Next shell will do it. There it is. Does he get Dyer off the board to go with him? Hang on. Salvo's in the air. He doesn't.
No.
Dyer clings to life on 1,000 HP, and it's only a 100-point lead for KSC as BONKS was on the B cap.
The important thing is that means that they cling the C cap, so they are continuing to get point gain.
That's right.
We got 1 minute and 30 left, so oh my God, this is gonna get close, guys.
I really feel like Hitake just needs to get up there and use his last torpedo. I realize he doesn't have to do that, but like get Baconated off the board. Maintain control of the cap. Although they've got to keep, they're trying to keep Nagato off of A right now.
Yep, and Baconated is off the cap already anyways, so he doesn't need to go forward. But that being said, Take's got torpedoes coming in.
Danny's backing up. Danny's moving in, and Baconated is backing up.
Schwartz detected.
He got lit. How did he get lit?
Radar from the Moskva.
600 HP and running. He's out.
He's out. Conga line torps. Why aren't you torping?
50 seconds to play. 16 points between these two teams. Atake moves up with the torpedo to take out the Montana, but he takes a gearing torpedo.
Is he flooding?
No, he's bringing it. He's got his super heal ticking. He should be okay. Woo!
And just like that, Coop comes in with his Henri saying, you know what? I think I'm just going to prevent you guys from winning.
Indeed. Coop speed boosts onto C. I think that's finally going to allow KSC to clean up this game, Zaf. Dyer gets into a gunfight. A couple of shells will take him off the board. My God. Down to the last second here. But KSC is going to finally, at long last, with 10 seconds left, secure the game. here and force a game 4, Zach.
This is absolutely ridiculous. Now, Raptor, you know that in my chat, I always put a death pick icon when something major happens.
Were you able to keep up that game, Zach?
I was trying. Chat's going wild right now because they're seeing all the death pick icons and they're just like, oh, what the hell's happening?
What the hell's going to happen in 5 minutes? What an amazing game. As we like to say as Ath, are you not entertained?
My God.
I really feel like KSC won that game with the perseverance and the execution on the 9-10 line, right? Because BONKS made it very clear they were going to move up and try to use that flank to bag C. They focused out the Kremlin, and it all kind of fell apart from there. So I really again, hats off to the cruisers, to Dastert, to Coop, and the guys that played on that Shadow Wolfish that played that flank, Serpent Lords, Grozovoy. I really feel like they're the all-stars here for KSC in terms of pulling that off. But what about that Minnow Gearing pair at A? Man, what a great game they had.
I despite the fact that Gearing took 2 of enemy Gearing torpedoes and survived and still managed to have an input in the battle, that was wow.
Yeah. So Askance, buddy, are you on oxygen yet? Are you breathing in and out of a paper bag after that game?
Dear God, help me, Jesus. Help me, Tom Cruise. Oh.
Help me, Tom Cruise.
Oh, buddy. Oh, man. Like, it looked okay. It's in the bag. Wait. Why is the Salem shooting the Ragnar? No, dude. Ragnar's got 5,000 health. You got 4. You have less than him. No.
Are you sure about that?
You can't do that to Ragnar.
Are you sure about that?
Oh, my goodness.
Man, like,
well, it's okay. You have at least 2 more of these. Well, at least one more, right?
At least no problem. There's at least one more game. What could possibly go wrong?
Man, KSC said, "Not today, Satan," and they went full John Cena in that match, man. That's pretty impressive. So right out of the gate, we see an early torpedo land on the Gearing that sort of throws off the entire Gearing Minotaur smoke pair that is intending to push into, take, and hold that ACAP for early point advantage. That set them back like a full minute, 32 minutes, I feel like, before they were able to circle back and try it again.
Yeah, at least 90 seconds.
Yeah, which, I mean, that's huge. You guys saw how close that was. That the point differential that kept going back and forth due to a kill, it literally meant that, there's a cat! There's a cat on the screen!
Yeah, he wanted on my lap. He had a snack again, so now he's like, I want daddy time.
That's why we're really here, guys. We're not here to watch high-quality gameplay. We're here to watch cat. So, anyway, so incredible match. Before we run to the replay, which actually, sorry, I don't think the replay is quite ready yet. So, I mean, guys, what... Okay, I want to know specifically what you thought about the matchup in the center at B. We had a Ragnar and a Des Moines from BONKS. Was the Des Moines warranted? Was it worth it having that Des Moines locked into facing into the B cap just to prevent a Z52, almost said 46, from being able to sort of free cap that? What do you think, guys?
My answer is yes. My answer is yes, because the Zed offers something that most other destroyers can't, right? He can conceal himself and spot for himself, right? That's something that the Ragnar cannot do. So if Aussie lurks on the bottom of that cap, if you pull one of those radars away, you afford him a window that he can smoke himself into the cap with his hydro up, and bag the cap, and then he can just lurk around it again. And that's exactly what we saw. As soon as that Des Moines, as soon as was it Doofy? As soon as Doofy left, right? Aussie's like, it's in the bag now, boys. He just reversed on in, picked up the cap, bailed out, did his thing. So I think you have to do that.
There were 2 things that I was fixing to comment on in that particular area, and neither of them happened. One was, if I'm Aussie, I'm going to go find another cap to terrorize. And he didn't do that. He just stayed put. And 2, if I'm BONKS, I'm shoving into B cap knowing that there's probably just that Z52 there to defend it. They finally did it, but it took a long time before they went ahead and did that. Neither of those things happened, and as a result, what happened was you had one Z52 player in KSC tying up 2 BONKS players for 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes of the game.
Yeah, a good
That's
while.
Huge.
Yep, that's huge. And I mean, that literally means they have extra time over on the 9-10 line to get that Kremlin down, which is no easy feat. I'm being told that we have the replay ready. So, gentlemen, I'm going to say thank you. See you next game. We're going to go watch this replay. All right. So right out of the gate here, folks, we're going to see the Z52 of Aussie Zeus is going to move into the B cap, take that island and say, I don't have to shoot anything. I don't have to see anything. I just have to be a proximity threat. Then right away, gearing Minotaur, very strong package of the Minotaur with smoke. Minotaur using the smoke of the gearing with his own radar, and bang, there goes that torpedo into the gearing. Right out of the gate. Oskans, look over on the right side, over on the east side. The Graz takes half his HP away. What are you thinking about on that 9-10 line?
Yeah, so there was a surprising thing that happened here. Yeah, the Graz took some damage and he backed up, but it's a Henry Salem versus a Stalingrad Salem. Henry's going to kick out more damage. And we can see right there, the Kremlin of KSC pulls out, says, nope, not today, and actually bails, which is so interesting because it pulls so much damage off that 9-10. But what it does mean is that the Henry is going to be able to outfarm the Stalin. He's going to be able to out DPS it, and it starts to drive the Kremlin back. Some shells come in from the Montana over at G3, G4, and suddenly, I don't know if I can sustain here, fellas. He's down. That's going to leave KSC with a battleship as opposed to BONKS without. At that point, it's really kind of looking for some wraps. And if you look right here, the Des Moines of RX-7 goes up into the F line, starts getting some angles, and shakes that Stalingrad loose. Pulls him out. Oh, God, he's got to do something. Then he's showing side. We see the Salem coming up on the 10 line, looking to not look for a ram, I don't think so, but the health was so close. They had to play super safe. They had to play super scared. Ooh, it was really tight there, but the Salem on BONKS' side pushes out from behind the rock, gets cleaned up by the Henry. Okay, we're looking at C. We see the two cruisers coming out. They're very healthy. Bravo's tightening up, trying to hold in there. There, down goes the destroyer. But right here, that Salem starts showing a little too much side, gets clapped from C. We've got him coming out, and this is where the Salem takes a fight with a Ragnar. And it continues to give BONKS the cap as time ticks away. It's like, no, buddy, please. But the Henry's going to come in. He's going to seal the deal. And the Minotaur of Yoshi, one of his favorite ships, he's always going to perform in that.
Yep, and you know what was crazy was watching him turn full broadside in front of that Moskva just for the purpose of dumping the pencil torps onto it. And I thought he's going to get the torps, but he's going to get blapped. Like he's going to get full AP in the side right there. It didn't happen. I don't know whether maybe the Moskva was trading ammo types, or maybe I just had my shot counter off, so I was expecting a shot. Moskva for a heavy cruiser. Yes.
Tom Cruise came through for me.
That's his
what
name
happened.
is John Cena. So it was really astounding, really, really intense play, lots of movement. Lots of movement means lots of open angles. Lots of open angles means lots of opportunities for side shots from cruisers at range or even battleships. And that's really what happened there, which was fascinating to watch those two cruisers of BONKS just go, we're going to chase down this Kremlin and this Z52. And we don't think an Henri and a Salem at range can actually punish us hard enough to get it stopped. And it was really up in the air there for a minute. But well played by both teams. Congratulations, KSC, for sticking in it. We're moving on to Game 4. Let's go to Warrior's Path. So, Warrior's Path, we've seen KSC play this match several times. We've seen BONKS play this map. There tends to be a proclivity for smoke clouds at sea. We'll see if KSC wants to try their Wooster combo again, their McWooster combo. Putting them into a smoke around sea to try and dig out any cruiser like a Moskva or a Des Moines that parks itself just north or south of those barrier islands guarding sea. That's a very strong way of sort of forcing out someone so that your DD can cap the sea cap. But, one of the things they did really well last time was they committed 2 destroyers to the B cap to actually take it and then say, great, it's ours. Split up and let's divide and conquer.
Yeah, I mean, in the last one we saw, Aussie Zeus, it was a 1v2, right? Just a single destroyer was able to keep BONKS tied up for a massive duration of the game. There was a point in there where they kind of like popped out. They were looking to make some kind of plays, but it petered out. It just didn't happen. If BONKS isn't willing to commit at least something to tie up KSC, Bravo falls, that's points. KSC is going to want to play on the foot where they have a few extra points and they're trying to make BONKS play into them. We've seen KSC play a little bit stagnant, where they want to try to go for the trades, try to go for the long game, but they don't always win the trades. So that's a really suspect kind of strategy for them. But if they are instead, if they commit maybe just one, if they commit Aussie Zeus to Bravo and just kind of hold and tuck over there, I think if they can get some measured aggression in, start trying to force some kills, force some position, force some plays, that might be the key to victory. I don't know. I'm not quite sure what to expect off this. I think B given away so freely was something that just cannot be repeated. But for some reason, I have a feeling this one's going to come down to the C cap. I don't know if it's going to be A or B. I think C is going to be where the majority of the resources go.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm interested to know. I've been seeing folks, a lot of teams commit a destroyer, a cruiser, and a battleship to A, and then whomever takes B first tends to rotate a second destroyer over to A, and that seems to be pretty decisive when it comes to it. Even if the opposing team takes A early, they will usually back their destroyer out, and the team that rotates a destroyer back from B into A to help take it tends to keep that keep that cap probably 4 to 5 minutes is what I'm noticing is average until generally one of the destroyers, maybe both the destroyers, they leave again, allowing the team that had kited away to come back into A and secure it. But looks like we're ready to go here, so let's throw it back to C Raptor and Zath. Take it away, boys.